Hey, it's Andy, and in this video we're going to study Smooth Criminal and how to play it acoustic style. Alright, so here we go. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to figure out how to do all this stuff with our left hand. Okay, some of the players out there on YouTube just use one finger I find that my first finger is not very strong for all that tapping. Actually, my middle finger works a lot better. So you'll have to find which finger works best for you. For me, the middle finger is much more powerful. So you'll have to also consider, do you want to just use one finger all the time or maybe use two different fingers? And I think you can get a louder sound if you use two fingers. So when you switch from one finger to another, it gives you the chance to do a powerful tap as opposed to a slide. But there's plenty of slides here. Okay, so let's get started. So we're going to start with 7, 7, 7. You're going to tap the 5 and slide to 7. Okay, so there's your first slide. 7, 7, 5, 7. Okay, now you could slide to 9, but it might not be very loud. So we're going to bang on the 9 and slam that 9. 9, 9. And then slide from 7 to 9. And we're going to bang on the 10s. Okay, and then here's a bunch of slides in a row. 9, 10, 9, 5. Right there, going from 9 to 5 as a slide right here, I don't think makes very much sound. So you may consider actually slapping the 5. That way everyone can hear it. Okay, here's what the whole thing sounds like. Okay, that time I used my middle finger. This time I'll try it with my index finger. Okay, this time I'll play two different fingers. Okay, it's up to you which fingers you want to play, but the decision all comes down to how loud can you play that? Because it's all tapping and there's no strumming. So you'll have to really bang on those notes hard to get them to ring out. Maybe I'll use finger 3 a little bit in there. Okay, so practice that until it sounds just like the recording. Now let's start working on the other hand. Your right hand is basically hitting the heel of the hand on the what we call the top of the guitar. You can also alternatively use your thumb, but you get more of a bass sound with the heel of your hand. Okay, the closer to the bridge you are, the more it comes through the pickup, because my pickup is right underneath the bridge. So if I'm plugged into an amp or a PA system and I want it to really bang, I'm going to play it right on the bridge. But on a lot of the videos you see on YouTube, they're way down at the edge of the guitar, which doesn't give you as much of a bass, but there it is. Okay, and then your fingers will wrap around and tap the sides of the guitar. And that sounds more like a snare drum because there's not much bass there at all. So okay, and so just like a drummer, we're going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. It's just 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, it's pretty hard to coordinate that and play the riff at the same time. So what I've done is I've written it out and I've shown you where each note and each tap corresponds. So let's take it from the top. Ooh, we forgot to do this though. There's one tap over here near the frets, at the still on the top of the guitar, but in the upper bout, okay, near the fretboard. So you can tap with the palm of your hand right here. It's not very bassy, but there it is. It's nice and loud. Okay, and the reason you do that is to position yourself to do some slap harmonics. If you take one finger, again, I use my middle finger, but you can also use your index finger if you like, line it up exactly in a straight line along the 12th fret, not crooked like this, but straight up and down, parallel to the frets, okay? Right above fret 12, not next to 12 like you're fretting a note, but directly on top of fret 12, okay? And you basically bounce it like a basketball. So if you're good at bouncing a basketball, it's that rhythm, that kind of feeling. You're just kind of tapping it and bouncing away, okay? You don't want to just hit it and leave your finger on there because it won't ring out very loud. You have to clear away. So you hit it and bounce away. Okay, so when you tap on 12, it should give you a big chord. I'm actually only trying to tap the 3 lowest strings, but it's okay if you hit all the strings. That's okay too. That way all the strings will ring. Okay, now here's the interesting thing. So since I'm playing just the open strings, fret 12 sounds awesome. But in the song, when you're holding the 7th fret and you tap with the harmonics on 12, it gives you a really high note. It's this. Really high notes there. It would be better actually to tap on 19. There it is. Because on 19 you get the octave. There it is. Okay, but anyways, in the video on YouTube, you see a lot of players tap the 12 to get the high note. But alternatively, you could have tapped on 19. Okay, anyway, so the song starts on the and of 4. So you go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and come in on the and of 4. What you do is you hold fret 7 and you bang on fret 12 with your finger and bounce away. Okay, and so I'm actually pushing down only string 6, string 5, and string 4. I'm kind of clearing string 1, 2, and 3 underneath here so string 1, 2, and 3 can ring out, okay? So if I tap all the strings, you might hear string 1, 2, and 3. If you like that sound, great. If you want a big sound, do it. If you don't want all those extra notes, then you can cover up string 1, string 2, string 3 with your finger. And so the only thing that will sound is string 6 and string 5 and string 4. All the other strings are dead. There, now I have the pure chord with no extra sound. Okay, so the first note is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And then the song begins. Okay, count 1. No notes, it's a rest. But bass drum's going. So 1. And then we're going to slap the 7. So, you know what? Let's just forget about the and of 4 pickup note, and let's just study the riff beginning on count 1, because that might be a little easier. So, we have 1, which is a heel hit of the hand on the top of the guitar. 1, and slap 7 on the and. On count 2, slap 7 again, and use your fingers. So we have 1 and 2. Count 1 is the hit. The and is bang on 7. Count 2 is bang on 7 and finger. at the same time. So, ready, set, go. 1 and 2. Next, there's and on the and of 2. You slap a 5 and you slide it to 7. Alternatively, you can try to slap both 5 and 7. You know, it might sound a little clunky if you do that. You have to try to get that really smooth. It's a little bit smoother with the slide unless you really practice the double tap, okay? So anyway, and let's put it together. Ready, set, go. 1 and 2 and Okay, now on count 3, you're going to bang on the 9 and you're going to do a hit with the palm of your hand. 3, let's count 3. So 9 and heel of the hand. That's count 3. Okay, and then there's another 9 on the and of 3. So 3 and, let's take it from the top. Ready, set, go. 1 and 2 and 3 and, okay. Count 4 is a rest, so no notes over here. However, the snare drum hits, so you have to hit with your fingers even though there's no notes over here. So that's count 4. 4, and you have and 7, 9 on and. You can probably do a slide unless you're good at double tap. So we have 7, 9, which is and of 4. Okay, let's put the whole thing together. Ready, set, go. 1 and 2 and 3 and rest and okay, next measure. On beat 1, you slap a 10 and of course bang, hit it with the heel of your hand. So 10 and heel of the hand. That's count 1. And then on the and, slap 10 again. So 1 and. Okay, next there's a rest. No notes are played with the left hand, but however, since it's count 2, bang, the snare drum's going to hit. So count 2, snare drum. So in the second measure, we have 1 and 2. Let's keep going. Now we have and. And is 9, 10. Okay, so let's put that together. Second measure. Ready, set, go. 1 and 2. And next we have count 3, which is the 9th fret. We're going to continue to slide though. There's a bunch of slides in a row right there. So we're continuing a previous slide that we had earlier on a previous beat. So we're sliding into 9 on count 3. Don't forget the heel of the hand on count 3. If the sliding around gets too quiet and you can't hear the music, then by all means tap this note again. Okay, on fret 9. Then on the and of 3, we're going to slide to 5. So 3 and 9, 5. 3 and. Okay, next we have count 4. And count 4 is usually the snare drum hit, where you hit with your fingers on the side of the guitar. But that puts you too far away to bang on 12 and do those harmonic splashes. So instead of playing our normal snare drum like we've been doing down here at the bottom of the guitar, we're going to do count 4 over here, okay, near the frets. So count 4 is just a hit right here. And then on the and of 4, here we are in the and of 4 again. We're going to bang on that 7 and we're going to do our special harmonic move. Wow, both hands move at the same time there. One hand hits a 7 and one hand bounces away. Okay. Let's do the second measure. 1, 2, ready, go. 1 and 2 and 3 and rest. Now I'll play the whole thing all the way through, and I won't play the pickup note. I'll start on count 1. That will make things easier. Let's go real slow. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and whew, that's a lot. Okay, this time I'm going to start on the and of 4. I'm going to do that pickup note where you slap that 7 and you do your harmonics. I'm going to start with that. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and bam, we're on 1. Remember, when you repeat, you go back to the beginning. Count 1 is just a drum. There's no notes on the fretboard on count 1. That makes this a little tricky. Okay, notice that most of the drum hits, like the snare drum hits, are 2 and 4. And so this is basically the pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. And then instead of 4 being here, 4 is over here. Alright, let's practice that. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's where you play your harmonics, okay? Let's practice that over and over again and see if we can loop it. Ready, set, go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1. There we go. Okay, now let's practice the left hand part all on its own. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Let's play the whole thing all the way through with the counting really slow. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1. The best thing to do is to practice all the aspects of this song. So, if you get tired of all that tapping and if your hand gets sore, which mine usually does after a while, make sure you can practice this. that time I just strummed the notes instead of tapping because I want to play every note nice and strong. So play that with me, okay? 1, 2, ready, go, rest. Okay, now another aspect in this song is when you listen to the original Michael Jackson recording, how long are the notes? Is he holding it? Is it a hold or is it staccato? So you'll have to listen to the original recording and determine which of those notes are staccato. Now with this kind of percussive style, we're making most of the notes really staccato. The notes don't really last. In fact, when you tap a note and then there's a drum, then the note usually stops at that moment. So pretty much everything is a staccato in this piece. Thanks for watching the Smooth Criminal video. If you thought this was helpful, please thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you in part 2.